Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto and welcome to a new trading education video, which I've made quite a few since I've started this channel, but to be honest, I make them not often enough. All right, I like to teach everybody things about trading, just in general, how to become a better trader, but also tips and tricks. And this kind of falls into that second category because I'll be teaching you some tricks I know about shorting tops. Now, I do think that that's a little bit of clickbait, because if I would know how to short every top, then obviously I would do it, and then I would make a ton of money out of that. So it's not as easy as you might think it is. It's trading, right? Most of retail just loses money. That's it. So it is difficult, but this way I will, or in this video, I'll try to teach you some things I've learned throughout the years, which do help me and have also made me money. All right, so that's what we'll do. I'll try to keep it short, but I do want to make sure that I go through everything I wanted to say. First, I'll tell you about the principle and just in general what the strategy or what the trick is, and then we'll go through three examples, of which the last one has a few examples in one. All right. So in general, the thing we'll be talking about is how to find a good short. Ideally, to short the top. But in practice, it's usually shorting just from a good area, all right? So you have a higher likelihood that from the area where you're shorting from, you actually turn it into a profit, all right? So if you never short, this video is not for you. I mean, the same kind of applies vice versa. It does. But that's there's still some other things that kind of come into play, etc. So yeah, shorting. All right. So basically, what we'll be using is not technical analysis, because we can talk about technical analysis, and I've done that before, but that's quite difficult. And the reason and the method I'll teach you is a bit more easy. So the main thing you'll need is CoinGlass. All right. So if you go to CoinGlass, that's this. So CoinGlass.com. It cannot be that difficult. And you go there and you go to the super charts, which it would be nice if it actually loads pretty quickly. If you go to the super charts up here, I think you can see that. You can just see it right here. That will bring you to a chart. And what you want to put on that chart, super charts, you go to super charts. And then it will bring you to something like this. But what you'll have to do is you'll have to delete all of the indicators. So here with the little crosses, delete all the indicators. And there are three indicators you have to put on the chart. And you can see them for yourself right now, but they are aggregate. Oh, you cannot see this. They are aggregated liquidations, the RSI, and aggregated open interest candles. All right, all under CoinGlass indicators. You have to put those on the chart. All right, you need those. You need to check the cryptos you want to potentially short in this portal. All right, so you can just fill it in here at the top left. Fill in which crypto you want to check out, and then you can monitor it, all right? Because essentially the cryptos you would be looking at is cryptos that are rallying, all right, or cryptos that are in some sort of a parabolic rally, and then you're waiting for certain things to happen. And that's the main trick, and that is a combination of the open interest, so that's the total amount of dollars in open positions, and the liquidations. And liquidations, well, hopefully you've never experienced it, but you do know what it is, hopefully. It's basically that someone who has a position open can no longer pay the margin, so they get liquidated and they lose all their money. In cross margin and in isolated margin, they use their whole isolated capital. So what you're looking for is essentially two things, and the RSI comes to play in this a little bit, but I would say less than the other two. And the main things you have to watch for is liquidations, all right? So that shorters get liquidated. If the price goes up and people are short, at some point of time they'll get liquidated. And the open interest, all right? The main trick is that there's a higher likelihood of the price falling if a big liquidation event has occurred. And big, it's just relative, all right? So you can see, for example, right now we're looking at rows. And this moment right here on the chart. And what you can see is that we had a major liquidation event while the open interest fell down. All right, and that's it. You need big liquidations and then the open interest to drop down. And that's the best indication of that the price most likely is going to fall. Now, in the case of Rose, it actually did go for one more higher high. But there it comes to just your trade setup and your analysis. I mean, if you would have shorted from this level, you would have 100% had your stop loss above this, so you would not have been stopped out. And what you can also see is that, and this is pretty interesting, this is like an extra tip, if the price makes a higher high and the open interest makes a lower low, that means that less and less money is being put into the crypto, and usually a divergence like this is also bearish, all right? But the main thing is we got big liquidations twice, actually. Also the second time we made that higher high, while the open interest after that liquidation dropped down, and that is when you short. Not always, and like I said, in reality, it's very much more difficult. If the market is very bullish, if a crypto is manipulated, this will not always work. This is not a 100% guarantee, but it is a very useful tip to know. Now, 2 more examples, all right? First of all, XAI. This was a new crypto, so what you can see is that there were liquidations, there were a lot of liquidations around it, and we're looking at this top right here, this double top, actually. And what you can see is that there were a lot of big liquidations right here. And again, it's the same story. Like the price right here, we get some big liquidations in that area while the open interest is dropping down, and then we get back to that area, again big liquidations, and the open interest is bearish. And again, you can see some sort of a divergence, all right? Right here we make a double top while the open interest is dropping down. That's a bearish divergence, so then the likelihood of the price dropping down becomes higher, and again also supported by 2 big liquidation events. And then the last example, which I think is a good example as well, is Beam. And with Beam, and just to repeat it, the main thing you're looking for is a big liquidation with the open interest dropping down afterwards. All right, so you cannot short the exact top, but you can short pretty soon after. And the RSI being overvalued is an added confluence, which could be nice. All right, but let's check out Beam, and we actually have to zoom out a bit for that, I believe. Am I actually looking at the right Beam? Yeah, I think so. So here you can see that. Is this what I was looking at earlier? I'm not sure actually. But no, here you can see the 4th of January, we made the stop right here. And what you can see then is that we had some big liquidations in that area. So that's check. And then at that point of time, actually when the price was still at the top, you can also see the open interest dropping down quite a bit. The RSI was overvalued at the start right here. Those are 3 confirmations. So then there's a high likelihood it's going to fall, which it also did. It dropped down slowly but surely. And that's the 3rd example. And that obviously, I mean, I picked these examples because the methods, the trick worked here. In reality, it doesn't always work. But is there value to be gained, and is there things to be learned from this? 100%. It just also improves the understanding you have of price movements. It's in general a very good thing to have a chart like this in your routine and while you're trading. So yeah, that's a video for now. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.